Hey there, welcome to Coffee Solo for Thursday, July 31st, 2025. The final day of July is upon us already. Time is flying. The time is 10:17 p.m. as we commence this recording of episode 2025-07-3101. I gotta try an episode 3 one of these days. Not today. These episodes do have a title. They don't really have a topic. Yes, I'm going to speak about Yerba Mate to get things started, but I have a few other things to talk about. So the title is sort of just, it's something to say, but it is not intended to encapsulate the entirety of this episode, nor of any episode of the Coffee Solo audio program. That's the way it is. The summary, thus, I hadn't had Yerba Mate tea for maybe 20 years. So I decided to give it a try for a couple of weeks, which I have. And there's a few other things on the outline here. I will remind you that my profile page at buymeacoffee.com/Dan Hugo has a list of all of my audio programs, in addition to various projects, some affiliate links for my favorite coffee beans, which are all, for the most part, on Amazon, I think. Do I have an Atlas affiliate link there, maybe? I actually do like Atlas coffee. It's nice to get a nice single origin now and then. And a few other affiliate links, and then a little bit of bio information about me, so you know who you're listening to if you don't know me. And of course, there is the Buy Me an Update audio program published on Mondays, which provides a quick rundown of the previous week's audio programs, their topics, and then any news and announcements upcoming. I will also remind you that it was fairly recent that I began co-publishing, I guess mirroring. I was going to delay them, but why bother? Come on. Both this program, Coffee Solo, and the Buy Me an Update audio program are both also simultaneously published via the Spotify for Creators platform, which means they appear with proper RSS feeds on Spotify, on Amazon Music podcasts, on Apple iTunes, and we'll see if we can get a couple more added on there. I finally got around to doing the Apple thing. You have to have an Apple ID, which is now an Apple account. I had one a long time ago. I had to reset passwords and get it reapproved and all kinds. I don't know. The Apple walled garden is sort of ridiculous. But anyway, so both this program, Buy Me an Update, and then all of my other programs, except for so far the Let's Innovate for Vegas audio program, which I'll set up separately through the foundation emails and accounts and so on. So it isn't connected to me directly. That's just for, if one of these days I move on, I don't have to do it then. I'll do it now. So we have the email addresses and accounts and all the stuff for maintaining all of the foundation stuff. So that'll be that. But otherwise, all of my audio programs are available through iTunes and Amazon Music, and have RSS feeds. And YouTube is next. I gotta set that up. YouTube asks for an ID. It's the new trend now. They need a blood sample, a note from my mom, and a retina scan. It's a lot. It's asking a lot just to publish a podcast. This is not how podcasts were supposed to work, by the way, but I'm going off topic already. Let's get to the last. The Nasal Fresh MD affiliate link. It is explicitly an affiliate link. I love the product. It's an affiliate link that I just could get. It's through Amazon, so it's not even through Nasal Fresh. It's an Amazon affiliate link. If you do have sinus issues, as I always do, give it a try. It has been quite effective for me. Although I am getting over a cold from last Saturday. Was it last Saturday? Was it last Saturday? No, it was the Saturday. It was a while ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago now, but I'm still suffering either from the post-cold sinus congestion, which I always have anyway, so that's nothing new, or it's my allergies continuing to harass me, I guess would be the word. Either way, Nasal Fresh, I use it not enough. I really should just have it attached to me like a holster. I should be clearing out my sinuses every moment. Let's get on to the show so we can get done with this. Yerba Mate. If you've never had Yerba Mate, I think you should try it. If you have had Yerba Mate, you probably know it takes some getting used to. First of all, why did I start drinking Yerba Mate? Well, as I have mentioned before, I am an Amazon Vine reviewer. So a couple weeks ago, I think it was a month ago, I think it was right at the end of June, I saw a gourd. That's the traditional, it looks like a gourd, drinking cup with a bombilla. I've seen it I think bomba is in Portugal and bombilla is the Hispanic version. The steel straw for drinking hot beverages, that's perfect, makes sense. With the strainer at one end, it's kind of curved a little bit. It's kind of unusual. So I saw that, and as I've mentioned before, Amazon Vine items, I can just pick one, and they send it to me, and then I write a review. It's a sick game. I think I've either reviewed or I need to review. I'll pull it up just so I can actually give you the correct answer here. Amazon Vine, I have reviewed 126 items, and I need to review 76 more to clear out my queue completely. Some items I haven't received yet. Many I have already, and I actually use the products. So when I write a review, it's based on actual usage, and some of them I've just been like, I got to assemble something, or I got to actually try something, so that's why I'm not all caught up. I've got a couple of cool things. I got some binoculars. I got a 4-in-1 electric brush cleaner kit, so I can clean out a coffee pot. It looks like one of those handheld frothers, but it has a big brush at the end and a rubber brush, and pretty cool. Free, can't beat it. So I got the gourd. I actually, at the same time, they had 3 sort of higher quality bombillas, the steel straws, available as a separate thing. I was like, oh, okay, I'll get those just in case. I mean, if I enjoy this, I'll have cooler looking bombilla. So I have 3 of these steel straws that are a little bit better made. They're a little bit more ornate. But the gourd I got comes with 2 different styles of bombilla with some brush, a little pipe cleaner brush to clean them. The gourd itself is double-walled steel with a fake wooden veneer, I guess, on the outside of it. That's fine. It actually, to be honest, it does a really good job of insulating. So when you are drinking it, you can hold it very comfortably. It doesn't get too hot at all. So, okay, that part's cool. The stainless steel or steel, it looks stainless, but either way, the steel straw, the bombilla, gets very hot. So that's a little weird. But let me tell you this, yerba mate does not taste good. It just does not. If you read or watch some YouTube videos about how to prepare it, which I did before my actual yerba mate tea arrived. So I had the gourd, but nothing to put in it, I should say. So I watched a couple of videos. Oh, okay. So you dump a bunch of tea in, you tilt it with your hand covering it. So then you end up with a little slope inside. Some places they call it the mountain. So you have a mountain of tea in your gourd with a little, like a slope. And then you insert your bombilla into the slope side, and you can do all this dry, no water in the tea. So you just have the tea leaves, and there's a lot of dust. There's a lot of fines if you're a coffee person. So you do that, and then you can wet the sloping side. So the idea is you're going to pour water into the bombilla sloping side, and it's going to fill from under, and it will go up into the mountain of tea. So there's going to be this ledge on top of dry yerba mate tea. Okay. So I watched a couple of videos. Okay, that seems to be the way people do it. Great. My tea arrived about 2 weeks ago, and I said, okay, I'm gonna try this in the mornings instead of coffee. See if the caffeinated yerba mate, that's what it's known for. It's being it's a nice caffeinated tea. We'll see what that does if I have a nice tea in the morning. Now, I'm going to say that I put 200 milliliters or as much as 300 milliliters of water into a kettle. I heat it up to 80 degrees Celsius, which is the advised maximum temperature. Why the maximum? Well, because once you stop the heat on the kettle, the water begins to cool. So if I leisurely stop the kettle, pick it up, give it a couple beats, and then pour the water in slowly, it also cools as it's leaving the kettle, the gooseneck kettle, and flowing into the gourd. So I figure by the time it's hitting the tea, it's probably 75 degrees Celsius, maybe 73. Maybe one of these days I'll try to investigate that. But either way, 80 degrees Celsius, the maximum temperature. It's something below that. So I put a little water in there, and then, I fill it up so that the yerba mate that is under where the filter end of the bombilla is, right, the bottom. When you put water in there, it's going to soak into the tea, and then it's going to start lifting up the tea. So I do that. We're all good. So the first time I had this 2 weeks ago, it was not good. It was profoundly difficult to drink. First of all, the hot steel straw makes, it slows you down. So that's probably a good thing. Taking some sips, it was very, it's the kind of thing where if you set the tea down, step away to do something, and you're thinking, boy, I don't know about that tea. The taste, remembering the taste, it makes you kind of, yeah. So that's how much I enjoyed my yerba mate. So like, okay, well, I'm gonna give this a couple. Maybe it's just an acquired taste. Maybe I'm not preparing it correctly. Maybe I gotta mess with it a little bit. But no, the preparation style that I was pursuing was basically correct. I wasn't doing anything too outlandish. I tried wetting it with room temperature water, which is one way to do it. So you kind of moisten it. It's almost like wetting the paper filter of a pour over or something. So I would wet the tea, and then I would get, while the water's heating up, then I would pour the hot water in there. No, still not delicious. Definitely not delicious. So then about a week ago, I said, I have all these Torani syrups for my coffees, and I love that. I think I've mentioned this before. When I make a cappuccino in the morning, which this was replacing for the last 2 weeks, I put some half and half or some heavy whipping cream into my Dreo frother. And I got to tell you, I appreciate the boiler that some people have in an espresso machine, or you can get a standalone milk steamer wand with a little boiler vessel. You heat it up, make some steam, pressurized, steam your milk. Okay, that's cool. It's a nice effect. But I really like this Dreo, what is it? Dreo Barista frother or something. It has two different frother. It has a whisk and a little blade thing with a microfoam screen. It's very, very cool. I've enjoyed this very much, and I use it every day. So I found that if I put some coarse salt, like Celtic salt, if you want to put some Himalayan pink salt. So I have one other one, but the Celtic salt is good. I have some Baja Gold. So a little salt, so you get this salted foam effect. If you've ever had that at Starbucks, pretty good. So I'll salt in there. It's always good to have. These are high mineral salts, so they're not just table salt. They're not just sodium. They're whatever else. What other trace elements are in there? Uranium, cesium, who knows? And then I put 4 total pumps of different Torani syrups, and I froth that up. I AeroPress 35 grams of coffee. So it's pretty strong. 150 milliliters of water in. It's one of the award-winning recipes. Inverted immersion brew, about 30 seconds based on my grind. I think the original recipe was a minute, but it was a coarser grind. So I've dialed this in. It's very good. I press it into the mug, which has 12 grams of MCT oil and some potassium salt, just a little bit, and some ginkgo biloba. And then I press the coffee into that, and then the foam, or whatever setting I've used on the Dreo. I'm ready to pour that in, and it's delightful. Okay, so that's what I've been replacing with yerba mate for 2 weeks. So after about a week, I said, okay, I can't take this anymore. What if I put some, I'll just try some like hazelnut Torani, right? That's a classic coffee flavor, just one or two, 2 pumps of, the classic, you just screw these pumps onto the Torani bottle. So it's fine. So 2 pumps of hazelnut makes a world of difference. And then I did a little bit more reading, and yes, some people do drink their yerba mate tea with burnt sugar or some lemon or some other flavor additives. And I can totally see why. It's not a great flavor. Now, I don't know if the yerba mate tea that I got is particularly challenging. I think I did read that it is one of the more challenging teas to brew. Take some practice, maybe. Okay, that's fine. I got a 2-pound bag, 1 kilogram of this stuff. I got plenty left, so we're good. Well, with the hazelnut, it makes a world of difference. All that said, I'm not replacing my morning coffee. So the yerba mate will probably take a play. Okay, there are 2 ways to go. One, in the morning, I can make some yerba mate. It's very quick, very easy, super easy. And then I can record a podcast if I need to. There's no dairy, so I won't get any, And then I can go ahead and make a cappuccino once I've published an episode of whatever program it is, and we're good. Or I can move the yerba mate to before I go to the gym, once I return to the gym. I still have not returned to the gym. If you're curious, my leg, by the way, is doing great. Totally cane-free walking, mostly back to a normal gait. I can walk at a reasonably normal, casual pace. I can't walk fast. Then it just feels stiff. So it's coming along. But the only thing I could complain about is I wish I would not have had that little mishap on the stairs. Other than that, though, it's coming along nicely. So confidence is high that we're pretty close to back to 100%. If 100% was pre-injury status. So once I go back to the gym, I can have some yerba mate before I go to the gym, because I like to go to the gym overnight. The gym is very dead. It's a 24-hour gym, so it all works out nicely. So it's going to be one of those, I think. I would not sip on yerba mate through the day. I'll try. I'm going to get a different yerba mate. I'll look for one that's a little bit more, not so bitter. It's such an intensely bitter and challenging flavor. It just wasn't a great. I'm going to have to try something different. So we'll see how that goes. Speaking of bitter and trying something different. So Google, everybody's favorite, do no evil. Google's developer program, they released a new tier called the Firebase Studio. I was like, oh, okay, interesting. I've been meaning to try some of this vibe coding BS. I don't think it's a good idea for the world, for the health of humanity and so on. But okay, so I want to try it just so I have some familiarity hands-on. I was going to do the Amazon hackathon with their new tools, which I think is called Corey? No, it's called... I don't know what it's called. It's some hackathon. Kiro. There you go. Kiro. The Kiro tools. So Amazon has built their AI assisted tools, their vibe coding IDE in an integrated development environment. They've built it on top of VS Code. Okay. So you have to sign up and get free access. And then there's a hackathon that's going on for about another month, although they had too many people. So there's going to be a 10,000 person cap. There's a waiting list. I put my name on the waiting list. I haven't heard yet, so I don't know if I'm going to get an opportunity to try that. So Firebase Studio launches. I don't even know. I think it might be just web-based. I don't even know if there's an actual IDE, because really all it does, you just say, as a test, I said, I want to build a bookmark aggregation application so I can save bookmarks to using an app. I hate that word app, but okay, application. So it started writing code and doing its thing, and I was like, I'm not really interested in watching a code dump happening. Production by Street. So I just went off and did something else, and I didn't even look at it. I don't know what it did. I don't know if it finished. Totally and completely divorces the person. Well, I mean, I guess I could tweak it and play with it and futz with it. I'm just not, it's if you are a cook, if you enjoy cooking, I don't know if you're a chef, whatever, but if you enjoy cooking or you find the process interesting or you like to experiment with different ingredients or changing up, doing some remixing, some doctoring of a recipe, but you say, I'll just pop a TV dinner in the microwave. That removes all of that. You get food at the end, but you don't have any of the journey. So I'm not totally excited by this. But either way, I figured, oh, you get one free workspace, or you can sign up to be a Google developer. And the free tier, you get 10 workspaces and whatever else, right? So there's some sort of feature collection that you get. I said, okay, well, I can sign up for a free individual account and see what's going on with this. There is a hackathon that I'm kind of on the fence. It's coming up on August 12th here in Vegas. It's not a real hackathon. I think you get to, their plan is to actually have hands-on hackathon participation for like 90 minutes. Every hackathon I've ever been to was 48 hours or so. So yeah, I don't know, but it's using AI to build AI or something like that. So I figured I better have some tools available that I can try and use and all that. So I'm not excited about this, but the Google, so you basically have to sign up, right? You have to get approval from Google. They have to bless your existence. So I have my free, my go-to Gmail account. That's just my name, me, Gmail. I've had it forever. I use it for like spam and stuff. So I tried that. The email address, the account, everything's good. So I go, let me sign up for a developer account. Bing, bang, boom, done. Piece of cake. Then that's when I built you don't have to sign up for one, but you get the more, the 10 workspaces or whatever. So I said, oh, okay, let me sign up with my, I have an LLC. That's my like company for consulting and whatnot. So no, let me create an account there just in case I want to actually build something real, pursue whatever comes of it. So all I did, I went with default values. I've tried typing in your basics. It literally asks you for a name, and I think I have two accounts that have the same name. So I don't think this is a problem, but it could be. So I tried variations of my name, city or town, and it autofills Las Vegas, Nevada, US. So, okay. I am and then you can pick architect, designer, whatever. So I picked architect. That's my last job title, so why not? Company name. So I put my company name in, or I left it blank. Pronouns that I like. Okay. And then you get to pick some areas of interest. Do you like quantum? Do you like web design? Do you like YAML? Oh, who doesn't like YAML? Or C++, Python, whatever, right? So there's all kinds of just nerd buzzwords. So you pick the ones you're interested in. Okay. Then finally, third screen, you get to opt into a newsletter email thing. And then there's a quick little, by clicking next, you're agreeing to the terms of service and blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. And then I get this message. Now, again, this is all the information I've put in. And I've tried variations of this. Your profile was not saved as this change does not seem to adhere to our content policy. Please adjust and try again, with zero indication which thing or things this message is referring to. So I tried a bunch of possibilities. I have given up. But here's the deal. In searching around to see if anybody had this problem, I saw way too many, and I mean more than zero, way too many cases of people saying, Google just disabled our account. They claimed we didn't adhere to some sort of a policy, and they've removed all of our apps from the Play Store, and they've locked us out and deleted. I'm like, oh, that is a great developer experience. So I don't think I'm going to get too connected, too tied up with the Google development platform, and we'll see if Amazon ever does anything with Kiro. In the meantime, there's all manner of tools. So I gotta come up with something. Now, the thing with Kiro that's kind of interesting is that it allegedly builds applications from specifications of some sort. And one of the projects that we're working on for Innovate for Vegas Foundation is Agile for Volunteers, which includes not necessarily a specification, but a collection of user stories and features and so on. So you construct details about what you are trying to build or problems you're trying to solve, an intended audience, all the usual stuff with user story design. So I thought, it'd be interesting if it would actually read those in. Now, our contributor policy is against generated code, because if somebody wants to participate, we're not really interested in getting your code out to the marketplace as fast as possible. We're really interested in education and collaboration and all these other job and people skills that you should develop. And also everything that we're doing, code is only a piece of it. There are other elements. So, hey, I'm going to volunteer. I'm going to have Firebase Studio or Cursor or Kiro or DeepSeek, whatever. I'm going to have some Copilot. I'm going to have these tools write my code for me, so I don't actually have to do anything or understand anything. And someone else might be saying, oh, I'm doing language translation and I actually speak 3 languages, so I actually know what I'm trying to accomplish in those languages. Someone else might say, oh, I'm doing some graphic illustration and I'm hand designing everything and using some stock photography that I've taken the photos. And so there will be people that are going to participate using and maybe improving their own skills and contributing their time, effort, and expertise. I'm really not interested in somebody saying, well, I don't even know the programming language that I'm submitting this in, but I just had an AI tool generate something. I don't even know how it works, but I'm just going to go ahead and throw it over the fence and then I'm going to leave. Bye. That's not cool. So it doesn't really matter to me that these tools, which one is easier or better or whatever, but I just want to try one just so I have hands-on familiarity, because I'm already not thrilled with what I'm hearing and what I'm reading and what people are saying. I think people are too excited. Is it the Web3 of this year? Oh my God, vibe coding is going to be the thing. We can do it in the metaverse with Web3 and crypto and hoverboards. So I literally, on to the next thing. I literally, quite literally, before I started recording this, so it's 10:47 right now at this moment. Let's call it, and the times will shift when I truncate silences and whatnot. But so I think it was right around 10 o'clock, right before I started recording this. I noticed a LinkedIn post. Now, I was not following. I'm not connected to Heather Brown. I really don't. I've never really been fond of this person, but she's one of the worst people in the entrepreneurial innovation ecosystem of the Greater Vegas area. I've said as much in more than one episode of the Cafe Genius Impresarios audio program, which is about the entrepreneurial innovation ecosystem of Greater Vegas. It's one of my productions each week. So I saw somebody else had commented, otherwise I would never have seen this. I would never have known this because our ecosystem does not have a good information sharing path. So only because I'm following the right person on LinkedIn did I even know anything about this, that Heather is stepping away from her role at the Las Vegas Global Economic Alliance as I don't know if she was like the ecosystem builder or entrepreneur liaison or whatever. It was like a VP position. I've always said Heather is a politician, not a entrepreneur, even though she's been at the right place in the right time with the right friends. I don't have a good sense about her. Maybe she got better at it. I don't know. But as a person, I don't care for her. So I'm happy to see her go. I think this will be a good thing. I know that sounds mean, but greater good. Not everybody should be in every job. So it's not always a good fit. So hopefully she finds something else to do. Maybe far away. That would be good. Why? And actually it'd be interesting to know, because she was also on the board of regents and she's doing a bunch of other things. Is she leaving the Vegas area, or is she just stepping away from that one role? I don't know. She was on the board of regents for the university, UNLV, and she was going to be part of Startup NV when the original founders retire eventually. And I think she just likes to make people miserable. I guess that's one of her other jobs. I mentioned at the top of the show, I mentioned Amazon Vine. I write reviews. It is getting more and more difficult, or it's not fun to write reviews. I don't know. I mean, I did take on this thing and I get a lot of free stuff. I already told you the numbers. I've not paid for any of these things. So, 200 things for free that I get to use and review and keep. So that's really not a bad thing. And I have some very cool things. That I've received for free. Today I received a bone conducting, production by Street, bone conducting headphones. So I'm going to try those out. Bluetooth, they rest above your ear and there's a thing that touches right by your jawbone. Ironically, I did work at the company called Jawbone, and it injects audio through your skull. So through your bone conducting headphones. So I'm going to try those out totally free. Now I think they were $20 because they are now commodity. These would have been $100 or $150 from the company that probably patented this. And I had been looking at these from that original company. I don't even remember what the company is. Could I look that up? Maybe. Let me look up bone conducting headphones. Shocks. I think it was Shocks. SHOKZ. But now everybody's making them. So yeah, they're around $100, and the knockoffs are $25. So yeah, I think Shocks. What does Best Buy have here? Yeah, Shocks. SHOKZ. Oh yeah, 130. So anyway, so yeah, I've got a pile of stuff, of cool things that I will use and I will write reviews for. And I don't always write 5-star reviews. I take this very seriously, but it's not fun. It's not fun anymore, I guess, because now it's become something I must do, not something I can just do for the hell of it. But even worse is the joy of interacting with all aspects of the ridiculousness of Amazon deliveries, the carriers, the Amazon logistics carriers. That's when your tracking number is TBA. To be Amazon. TBA, whatever, that's Amazon Logistics, or you'll get a 1Z UPS. I always have problems with UPS. UPS is ridiculous. I don't know how they're still in business. Occasionally a FedEx, but for the most part, they're Amazon delivery. And about half the time, they are professional. They know what they're doing. The other half the time, they are like independent. They just come out and they deliver one thing to me, and then they go somewhere else and deliver, so they're just doing the fill-ins, I guess. I don't know how that works, but totally ridiculous. And so where I live, we have a mailroom with a code to get in. There are lockers now. They're delivery lockers. They're not Amazon lockers. They're a company called Luxor One. So 3 years ago, they didn't have the lockers. They had like cubbies, like shelves. That was kind of a chaotic nightmare, but they have these lockers. They work great. Luxor One used to be very helpful. Everything was good. I had 0% package loss. Anytime there was an issue, they'd pull it up on the video. Oh yeah, the person didn't actually put it in the shelf when we had the locker before the lockers, and then the package would show up 2 days later or something. Okay, so they clearly they had 100 things to deliver. They forgot 2 or whatever. Okay, not a big deal. But in the past 6 months, I've been doing this since March. So first of all, I'm seeing the edge cases. So yet another thing didn't make it. I have a picture of someone placing the item in the locker, but they never actually committed to delivering the package to me. So I got a delivery notification from Amazon, but not from the Luxor One locker manager or whatever. So I didn't get a thing that said, oh, you have a Luxor One package. And then it turns out, oh, we didn't have the cameras on, so we have no idea what's going on. Okay, well, I didn't pay for it, so that item is just, it's already been removed from my inventory of things to review. Amazon is actually pretty good about that. But what goes on with that? And I've lost even subscribe and save orders. The package will just walk away for some reason, and there's no video proof of it. The Luxor One support people have become apathetic over the last year. So you're like, hey, did anyone see there? I should have received 2, but then there was 1. The driver took the same picture and submitted it for both packages. So it looks like maybe they intended to walk away with, I don't know what's going on. Do we have any video? And I just never hear back. So yeah, the joy, once you start hitting some volume of deliveries, you really get to see where the rough spots are. And it's not as fun. It becomes a little bit grating, a little bit sad maybe. Like, what are we becoming? Some sort of a consumer. We are consumers. It's a consumption everything. Oh, it's basically like the narrator in Fight Club, right? Reviewing or going through the catalog of IKEA furniture or whatever. Ooh, I have to get the espresso demi-tasse with the stone handles and the, whatever. It's how we got all excited about the coffee tables. All that. It's like that. Vegas tourism is down. I don't know if you knew this, if you keep track of such things. I think this is a weird thing about this place. Everybody, the Office of Economic Development, the LVGEA, the LVCVA, that's the Global Economic Alliance, and the Convention and Visitors Authority, the Clark County Commission, each city, The GOED, the Governor's Office of Economic Development, all of these people are very eager to introduce economic diversity because the pandemic was a reminder, we cannot depend on tourism. Unless you're Bo Bernard at the UNLV Office of Economic Development, and then you go and trademark the term fun economy, because the fun economy is the most important thing here. There are, how many billions of dollars are invested in new properties, resorts, gaming, now adding professional sports, entertainment venues, strip residences, how much marketing, right? There's billions of dollars flowing in and out, gaming wins and losses and all that. So to me, it seems very odd that they are very interested in diversifying the economy by, for example, introducing this whole, we're the next Silicon Valley, we're the global hub of innovation notion. Why don't you move your tech employees here to Vegas and gentrify the place so that the people that make the fun economy go are priced out, and we place the entire thing at risk? And already we're seeing that price increases on the Strip are driving away people. When they come here, now some of the tourism is down because of reticence coming to America from Canada and Mexico and just general international tourism. So that's something. But everybody knows now prices have been up. There are ridiculous price increases on some things. So now there's this counter like, there's no resort fees at this place, and there's no all-inclusive packages at the Plaza, for example. And the downtown Fremont Street casinos are getting a better gaming return for the last month or two. So people are not spending money on the Strip in gaming. They're doing it downtown. Room occupancy rates are showing some differences and stuff. So there's all these numbers that they can look at, but they really focus on gaming, not on the general economy. They focus on specifically on gaming. So to me, it's very odd that they spend so much time, like it's like having their pet cat and they're stroking it. Yes, we have gaming revenue. We're up for the month, and we have room occupancy rates that will impress everyone. Oh, no, we don't. We're down like 11% or 6%, whatever it is, depending on which numbers you're looking at. And so at the end of the day, these are still important for the talk of diversification and all this. That's fine. But but hang on a second. What about our gaming numbers? What about our occupancy rate? How many people are coming to Vegas? So there's some panic because tourism is down. And that's the sort of stuff that starts to make the news. They start to talk about it like, yeah, downtown is, the Strip is a little light, a little bit easier to walk around. But they're choosing paths to economic diversification that might place the business of tourism, the so-called fun economy, at risk. And so I don't understand that, because they seem to almost be disconnected from that reality. Like, we got to diversify the economy. Let's do things that will price the people that make our economy what it is today, will price them out so they can't live here or they can't work here. The cost of living will go up, housing prices will go up, and then we'll complain that we don't have tourists because we have to raise prices or anything. So I don't know who's driving. Jane, stop this crazy thing. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think. That's been a topic of discussion in the news. Kind of interesting. Anyway, it's right at 11 o'clock now as I'm recording this. So my time says 43 minutes. It'll probably be closer to 40 minutes with some truncation. I normalize the loudness to minus 23 lux, LUFS, loudness unit something, loudness uniform something. Anyway, so minus 23 lux, that's the sort of the usual range. I filter out any noise that results from that. I truncate silence. That's it. That's all the editing I do. So it'll probably be closer to 40 minutes. On that note, thanks for listening as always. Don't forget, wherever you are finding this, that there is a proper RSS feed. So you either found it or you're listening on Ko-fi.com, and you can go ahead and find the feed also. So that's where I will leave it for tonight. Thank you for listening as always, and we will catch you later. Bye-bye.